Hi everyone, Empress Justice here. Yes, I'm caked in glitter. I can't explain why, but I got glitter all over me. I know I can see it. Don't at me, okay? But yes, if you'd like to check out my daily readings, you can check them out on Empress Justice Tarot Instagram. You can also check them out on Twitter and Facebook. Also, check out my latest reading, which is the June 2022 reading. You can check that out on Empress Justice Tarot. And you can also check out the new moon in Rohini reading. It is the new moon in Rohini today, so happy new moon. You can check out those readings on Empress Justice Tarot, YouTube as well. You can check them out on Instagram, but it's better on YouTube because on YouTube there's not so much traffic. So check those readings out on YouTube. Update on me today. There was a little bit of crap going on today. I think it's more the kids than anything. There were a couple of loud noises trying to wake me up. Basically, yeah, a couple of loud noises trying to wake me up and stuff. But the thing is, again, the fortunate thing about being the crazy person is that those same people that are cussing out your name and trying to set you up and doing all kinds of foolishness, it's their taxes that are paying for your leisure time. So the thing is that I get to the thing about is that the one of the many advantages that I get for having people cuss me out my name like that is I get to sleep when I want to. So if people wake me up in the morning or wake me up in the middle of the night, then I don't have to worry about it because I can sleep through the day if I want to do it. I can do what the fuck I want to do. So that's one of the benefits of being the local oddity, is that people are paying their taxes for the privilege of feeling like they're better than me. And that gives me more time to actually do what I want to do and not have to slave away working and being resentful and calling somebody out their name when I don't know them. So that's one of the benefits. Okay. So in spite of these kids trying to wake me up, or one of these kids trying to wake me up, most likely it's just one of them. It's actually been all right because I've been able to just rest anyway. And so I feel like everybody who has been told about what's been going on with me and whether or not I've been telling the truth about what's going on, I feel like everybody who's aware of the situation is now probably thinking to themselves, so this is a great big setup. It's the same every neighborhood that I go to. Every neighborhood that I go to, they push me too far to the point where I have to tell the truth and I have to get everybody together. And then they want to cry and complain about how it's all a big setup. Well, again, you brought yourself in this situation. So you're the one who's going to have to deal with it, not me. I'm chilling. Baby, I've had the truth on my side for years and I'm enjoying every single moment of that shit. So that is it. The whole setup thing is something that everybody else has got to deal with. I ain't got to deal with it. I'm sitting back and I'm chilling. This is comedy to me. I'm getting on with doing my readings and I'm getting on with doing my little things that I love to do. And I'm getting, I have other business interests. I'm reading. I'm doing all the, like, my day is literally filled with things that I actually like to do. So I have no complaints over here. Now, do my hormones get out of whack? Yes. Does the harassment get out of whack? Yes, it does. Do I suffer as a TI? Yes, I do, because I get the electronic attacks. I get the pain. I get the heartache, literally. I get everything. But the thing is, because I keep filling my day with things that I absolutely love and that I feel really passionate about, it doesn't so much lessen the pain, but it gives me a sense of confidence that these people are continuously trying to take away from me and failing. Okay, so my life is not good. My life is absolute hell, but I've managed to find the good within it, is what I'm saying. So there are advantages to being me and having the life that I lead, but nobody ever talks about the advantages because, of course, nobody wants to be fucking murdered. And everybody wants to feel like they're a part of something or a part of humanity. And being a TI does isolate you, which is why nobody, and plus it's murder because people get murdered through gang stalking as well. So Nobody ever talks about the advantages of being a TI, because being a TI was never meant to be an advantage, but there are advantages to it. So I'm thinking that everybody realizes by now it's a big setup. But I think in a bid to convince themselves that they were right all along to fuck with me, what they might end up doing is they might end up saying that me, this one person who was supposed to be crazy, who was supposed to not have any idea of what they're doing, that I am somehow setting everybody up by telling how is one person able to set anybody and everybody up based on a lie? I don't get it. So I'm thinking that in a bid to delude themselves even further about what they've been doing, they're going to try and make out like I'm an Amy Elliott type of person who's just constructing everything to make everybody look bad. No, I mean, when you're dealing with ableism, because the thing is, when you terrorize somebody for their mental illness, it's ableism, right? And then you have to consider that those same people who think that you have a mental illness, when they make reports to police and they make reports to ambulance services, after about, I think, 20 reports, those claims are going to be taken seriously. So those same people who are calling you crazy and terrorizing you over your mental illness, they've made the decision that they're going to terrorize you into institutionalization, regardless of whether or not it's good for your health. So they already made that decision in and of themselves to do that. That reveals that they're already on the wrong side of the law, because that's incitement. If you're inciting somebody towards violence or suicide to the point where they might end up institutionalized, you're not only engaged in, coercive, you're not just engaged in fucking incitement, that's also conspiracy to commit pathological murder, because it's murder over time, isn't it? Because you're institutionalizing them, and once they're in there, they end up getting medications they don't need. So what are you doing? What are you doing to this person? What are you doing to their health? Think about the side effects of the medication, which is more common than you might think. Think of how it damages your organs. Like, all of this adds up. So you can't abuse your power or abuse the power that you have given yourselves and then claim you're the one being set up. You can't do that. You can't do that. I can do that because literally the idea is to set me up. So I can do that. I can say, oh, I'm being set up and this, that, and the third, because it's the fucking truth. People are trying to set me up all the fucking time. But then when the people who tried to set you up find themselves on the receiving end of something they don't want to be on the receiving end of, now they're the victims. Again, you don't get to be the aggressor and the victim. And another thing that these people like to do is they like to say, well, you can't do that just because I called you a name. First of all, right, freedom of speech ain't free. Like I said before, right, when you take it upon yourself to have power over someone else, that comes with certain responsibilities. And those responsibilities come with what? Consequences. Right? So you can't turn around and say, oh, I'm only saying this, I'm only saying this, it shouldn't be that big a deal. No. Again, like I said yesterday, if you have to soften what you do by diminishing it, then you shouldn't be fucking doing it. When I was making threats and stuff like that, and I was saying all types of different shit, I'm gonna kick your ass, all that type of shit, I'm dressed for jail, I didn't soften anything, because I know that the crimes committed against me are way worse than any crimes I would have committed. And by the way, the point was to institutionalize me anyway. It would have been worth it, because given the amount of health damage that would have happened if I'd have been sectioned, it would have been worth it anyway. Why not get it in before you have to be forced to take injections? There are plenty of non-violent people and non-aggressive people who have been forced with injections or forced with medications. They didn't get their chance to defend themselves. They didn't get their chance to stand up for themselves before that happened. They didn't get that chance. So I'm thinking, if it's going to happen to me, I might as well take that chance while I can get it. If at least then, if I end up institutionalized or anything happens to me, it would have been worth it. If I was going to be the crazy lady, I would have fucking earned it. At least it would have been earned. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So for me, you can't, if you're going to try to have that much power over somebody else, you can't do that and then try to soften it. Well, it's just talking. What are you talking about then? Oh, we're just talking. You can't, yeah. Freedom of speech ain't free, bitch. If you want to be more powerful and more sane than somebody else, freedom of speech ain't free. Freedom of speech is not free. It comes with certain responsibilities when you're saner than somebody else. If I was to snap and just kill everyone, and everybody already said I was crazy, and everybody already said I was mental illness, then I don't get the blame for that. By law, I do not get the blame for that. I get hospitalized. I don't get the blame for that. Who gets the blame for that? Other people who basically circled around, did a whole circle jerk, and tried to fucking call me out my name based on the mental illnesses that they're exaggerating. They're the ones who get it, the sane ones, not me. If I ended my life tomorrow, who would get the blame? It would not be me, because everybody would be turning around saying, oh, well, she was paranoid schizophrenic. She had delusions about government persecution. Nobody would blame me. Everybody would be like, oh, well, she was crazy anyway. Well, you're the sane one. What did you do to ensure that that person did not harm themselves? Questions like that are going to come up. You don't get to do and say whatever you want to people. Now, I've called people crazy. I've done it. But the thing is, with me, I made the distinction between 9 times out of 10, right? Especially in the past. You can look back at my past social media. I made the distinction between crazy and mentally ill. For me, mentally ill people, and I know I've used these words interchangeably recently, right? But the truth of the matter is, mentally ill people are not crazy. That's the fucking truth. Just because you're mentally ill, it does not mean that you're crazy. It does not mean that you're mad. There are plenty of people who are undiagnosed, or plenty of people who might not have a mental illness at all, that are fucking crazy because they do things that make no goddamn sense. But mentally ill, just because you're mentally ill, it don't mean you're fucking crazy. I'm sorry, it doesn't. And who'd know better than me? I've been in these hospitals. I've seen how mentally ill people are. Just because you're mentally ill, it doesn't mean you're crackers. It doesn't mean you're crackers, and it doesn't mean you ain't got no cognitive sense. There are people walking around here dumb as fuck, no mental illness at all, that ain't got no fucking cognitive sense. Crazy as fuck, no mental illness. But at the end of the day, these people are trying to use my mental illness and craziness interchangeably, and then on top of that, they're trying to make it out to be worse than it is, rather than thinking to themselves, maybe we shouldn't be reactively abusing someone with hormonal issues and with borderline personality disorder. Maybe we shouldn't be doing that. Maybe we shouldn't be trying to set them up. Maybe we shouldn't be trying to control what they do and where they sleep in a flat that we don't pay any fucking rent for. Maybe we shouldn't be trying to control what they do and where they sleep in a flat that we don't pay fucking rent for. Maybe that's what they should be coming in their minds, not trying to diminish and soften what they're doing. If you have to do that, then don't fucking do it. If you're going to be a murderous piece of scum, and you're going to deliberately destabilize the mental health of somebody deliberately for your own power, stand in that shit. And don't claim you're being set up, because the thing is, you were trying to set up people who you saw as more vulnerable than you. You were trying to set them up to make yourself feel powerful. Don't deflect. Do not deflect. Do not deflect. You understand? Do not deflect. And I bet you any money that these people who realize the truth, they're gonna be like, oh, it's a setup, but she's trying to set us up. Like, no, no. Again, I'm not denying that I'm good at revenge. I'm not denying that. I don't deny that. I'm good at that. I'm good at the shit. But the thing is, I have to work with what people give me. My revenge is just a small drop in the ocean in comparison to what's being done in general. People are being genocided. People are being murdered. If me and my petty little payback, like, oh, this is what my payback is. This is what my payback is. All my payback is telling the truth. That's one thing, telling the truth. And the second thing is forcing people to think logically about what they're fucking doing. That's my revenge. That is my revenge. That's it. That's as far as it goes. And I'm not denying that I'm good at that, but how is one motherfucking person gonna fucking let everybody feel their wrath and everything that I'm saying is a lie? It does not make any sense. That's what I'm saying. So you can't turn around and say this shit is a setup. If it's a setup, then it's a setup by who? Who is the setup by? Because many of the people who have been talking, you know more about the middlemen between this gang stalking shit than I do. So who's setting you up? The National Crime Agency, MI5, MI6, community police? Who's setting you up? The secret police? Who's setting you up? Who? Because it ain't me. It ain't me. I'll tell you that right now for nothing. No, I'm good at revenge, but I ain't that fucking good. I ain't that fucking good, mate. So who's setting you up? When people want to diminish your shit, freedom of speech ain't free. You want to be hateful, but be hateful with your chest. Stop diminishing the shit. I shouldn't be going through this because of the. How about you do what you want and I do what I want? How about that, bitch? How about that? You say what you want and do what you want, and I will say and do what I want. Leave it there. About you're gonna dehumanize people and cause them to be sectioned when they don't need to be sectioned, and then try to fucking about you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna turn around and try to diminish your shit and police how other people react. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. People have been killed going through less than this. But anyway, I'm just getting it's weird because I'm getting angry off like not even something that I know has happened, but like something that I don't know. I'm getting angry off conjecture. I'm not even getting angry off anything real because it's happened before. I mean, people have said, "Oh, this is a setup," or she's trying to set everyone up, and I'm like, how am I going to set up a whole town full of people, a whole village full of people, a whole neighborhood full of people? How am I going to do that if there is no truth in what I'm saying? So these people either have two choices: either they can ignore everything that I'm saying and hold themselves responsible for whatever happens to me, or they can acknowledge what I'm saying, but then they have to find new ways to try to set me up, which isn't going to be easy. But here I am getting worked up over things that might be like might not even happen. Like nobody, maybe nobody might have said this is a setup and this is like, or she's setting it up. Maybe nobody might have said that, but I know at some point somebody's going to say that, or somebody would have said that because it happens that it's the same everywhere I fucking go. Everybody thinks this is fun and games until they come across me and I tell them the truth and I tell everybody the truth. And I don't give a fuck about people making me look bad. And I tell the truth come hella high water. It's only a matter of time before somebody cries, I'm being set up. No, you chose to do this. You chose to be a bastard. You chose to be a bastard. You set yourself up. How do you think recruitment works? How do you think recruitment into gang stalking works? How do you think people being on a list works? They can't work with what they ain't got. The people who are recruiting people, they can't work with what's not there. If you're a degenerate, of course they're gonna hire you. If you're a narcissist, of course they're gonna hire you. If you have like a massive inferiority complex or a massive superiority complex, of course they're gonna hire you. Of course they're gonna hire you. That like they can't work with what's not there, man. They can't work with what's not there. They're gonna hire you if you're a piece of shit. And it doesn't matter like what gradient of a piece of shit you are, they're gonna hire you because they know exactly how to work your nerve. And plus, there are them lifetime coupons. There are them lifetime coupons, massive of them, like lifetime coupons. There's like money, new cars, new haircuts. If they know you can be easily bought, then they will easily buy you. They know who to go for. So yes, partially you're being set up, but the other part it is entirely you. Well, it's not entirely you, it's partially you and it's partially a setup. So, but they know who to hire. These people are not stupid. They know who to use. Yeah. But you want to wake me up. Like at least I ain't got nowhere to go. At least I ain't got nowhere to go. Folks still got school and work, probably. You know what I mean? And I don't have children, thank God. I can't bring them into a world like this. Can you imagine? The amount of degenerates walking around here. What? I'm supposed to bring a child into the world. Good grief. Absolutely not. It takes a village to raise a child. And look at how these villages have been raising these children. Get the fuck out of here, man. It takes a village to raise a child. Look at that. Look at how the village have been raising these kids. What the fuck? Proof is in the pudding. I don't fucking think so, bro. I don't think so. Uh-huh. I don't think so, mate. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? But I have to go. I've got some stuff to sort out today. Oh, I've got to eat as well. What time is it? Oh, it's nearly 3. All right, so I've got a lot of things to sort out today and I'm already late doing them. So anyway, check out my readings on Empress Justice Tarot, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of that, all of that, all of that, all of that. And honestly, my social media accounts are growing. I'm on TikTok as well, where I do timeless readings occasionally and I do videos. I'm online as me, but I'm also online as Empress Justice. I am on TikTok as well. And yeah, my social media profile is growing all the time. I mean, it might be necessary in order for me to, do what I need to do. So I love you guys. Take care. Peace and blessings. Bye bye.